Batman versus Superman. Batman versus Superman. What? It's finally here. I've seen the movie. I know this review is like really late. Trust me, I know. I'm sorry. This movie came out like last week, and I honestly shot a review for it last week, but then I shot it and my camera died literally halfway through the review without me even knowing. So I've been sitting around just waiting to shoot it again, basically, but I had all these extra movies to see and I've been busy or whatever. It doesn't matter. The movie's here. I'm reviewing it. Batman v Superman. A lot of people don't like this movie. I'm going to start right off the bat. I did. I really enjoyed watching Batman v Superman. Before I get ahead of myself, Batman v Superman is directed by Zack Snyder. It stars Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck, Rachel McAdams, Gal Gadot, many people in this movie. Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. And it is made to be the most highly anticipated movie ever. You know, I mean, there's Star Wars and then there's all the Marvel movies or whatever, but Batman and Superman, people have waited for this movie since the 20s maybe, you know, ever since comic books came out. These are the two most iconic comic book characters ever. You know, there's Batman and Superman, you know, Spider-Man and X-Men or whatever, but Batman and Superman are the two characters. Everybody knows Batman and Superman, and everybody is excited for this movie. And I think that's why there's a lot of disappointment with this movie, because even me saying that I really enjoy this movie, I'm still a little bit disappointed by it. Now here's the deal with the movie. I walked in with such high expectations, and rarely does a movie meet those expectations. And that's a good thing and a bad thing, because when they do, like Deadpool, it is amazing and so mind-blowing that a movie could be that fantastic. But when they don't, you end up getting so disappointed by it, and then you end up not liking it. But I'm just asking you to take a step back, because seeing this movie, maybe not everything that I thought was going to happen happened, or maybe they didn't handle things the way that I thought they would, but spending a lot of time thinking about this, and that's why I'm kind of glad that I took a little bit more time to review it, because I've had a lot of time to think about it. And thinking about this movie, the more I think about it, the more I like it. And it's because thinking about the things that they did and the things that they pulled off, thinking it through and like initially being disappointed by it, having time to think about it, you get to appreciate what they did. You get to appreciate the way that they handled the story. And the thing that I hear the most complaints about is that there's a lot of bad editing and there's a lot of choppiness in the movie, and I don't disagree with that. I definitely see a lot of problems with this movie. There's so much going on with it and so much story that they're handling so much stuff. And at many points of the movie, it does get a little bit confusing, and it does get a little bit, where are we? And like you lose track of where you're at because there's so much going on and there's so many characters and all this. But I don't have a problem with the actual story that they told, because even at points where I thought, I wish they would have done this at this point, or I wish they would have done that, thinking about it through afterwards, I go, you know what, that actually made sense in the movie. You know, I might not have wanted it to be like that way, but the way that they explained it, the way that they did it, I don't have a problem with that. I really ended up enjoying the story that they told with this thing. Maybe it wasn't as well put together as I would have liked it to have been, but overall the story I thought was really solid and something to enjoy. Besides all the amazing action and crazy Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Doomsday fighting, awesome Zack Snyder awesomeness. This movie has so much good in it, and I think so many people are just focusing on all the negatives that they need to just give themselves a clean slate, go in with lowered expectations, and give this movie another try, because I think it's a movie that is so polarizing the first time that you see it, and there's so much in it, and it's not as well put together as you might like, that you're just completely thrown off by it, and you don't even want to revisit it again. I recommend going in again and seeing it again, because I think it's better on a second viewing, and I think it's more enjoyable knowing the things that are going to happen, and you kind of expect them a little bit, and then you could focus a little bit more on the story, and you could focus a little bit more on the things going on, and of course you still enjoy the amazing action in it. This movie has maybe the best Batman fighting we've ever seen in a movie. Maybe the best Batman we've ever seen in a movie. I disagree, I'm the best Batman. No, I think Ben Affleck is seriously the best Batman we've ever had. He gives the best performance I've ever seen from a Batman. Christian Bale is like my hero. I love Christian Bale. But as that Batman, he was completely different. But this is the Batman that I've always wanted to see. A Batman that fights and beats up guys and is crazy. And I think Ben Affleck did such an amazing job of this movie. I cannot wait to see more from him as Batman. Henry Cavill is my Superman. I think he is fantastic. I can't really get into the old Christopher Reeve Superman movies. They're just so dated to me that I can't even watch them. Man of Steel, I was a huge fan of, and I think Henry Cavill does a fantastic job as Superman in this movie as well. I think all the acting is really good, as a matter of fact. I think Rachel McAdams, even if her role is not as important as the movie would like you to believe that it is, I still think that she's a fantastic actress and gives a great performance in this. Now, the big thing is Jesse Eisenberg. A lot of people love it or hate it. I really, really enjoyed Jesse Eisenberg in the movie. And maybe that's just because I kind of expected him to be exactly how he was in movies like The Social Network. He's Jesse Eisenberg. That's the character that he is. And he was eccentric and crazy, and I really enjoyed the different take on Lex Luthor in the movie. And I thought Jesse Eisenberg did a fantastic job as this take. I think people are more upset at the decisions that they made with the characters or whatever than they are with the actual movie, because people are like, oh, that's not my Lex Luthor, that's not my Superman. Well, yeah, it's not your Superman, it's not your Lex Luthor, but it's this movie's Lex Luthor. It's this universe's Man of Steel. You have to take the movie as it is. You know, you have to leave all your expectations and everything at the door when you go to see a movie. When you go into the theater, you have to let it overtake you and let the story that it's trying to tell be told. You know, and don't interject, oh, I wish you would have done this, I wish you would have done this, because you could do that with every movie, and it's just only going to lead to disappointment. So I think people need to go in again and give it another chance and just take the movie as it is, than, you know, just hating it because it's not what they wanted. I think this movie has so much to enjoy in it and is just so stylistic and like, I can't understand how people are hating on this movie. Have they even seen the Fantastic Four from last year? The Fantastic Four is what they call an actual awful movie. That movie is garbage. This movie is nowhere near as bad as that. It's not even bad in my book. I think this movie has problems. It's not as told as well as it could have been. But I still think the story, the characters, the acting, the directing, the style of it, all the score, it is all still there, and it's all still there to be enjoyed. And I think people need to give it another chance, because I think this movie is really, really good. And even though it has problems and it's not as told as well as you might want it to be, as I want it to be, I still think that there's a great movie here. And I think we need to hold on to that, because a lot of people are going to be pushing it down because the critics, a lot of people are not liking it. You need to stand fast to like what you like, you know? I think people are being pushed down and being like, oh, you know what, yeah, it wasn't that good, blah, blah. No, if you like the movie, like the movie. That's what I'm saying, because I really like this movie. I take the good over the bad. I think there's so much more good than there is bad. It's not as well put together as I'd like, some of the editing, whatever. There's so much good stuff in this movie, and I think people need to realize that. I gave the movie 4 out of 5 for this one. I love the movie. I think it's a great movie. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this and you want to see more reviews from a guy like me, you can subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.